Sabras.
On demand. Follow Sabras Radio on Twitter and Facebook now. Akshay with Desi Mashup.
Sabras Radio.
Alright, what do I say about my first guest this evening? He is a super duper music producer. He hit me up tail end of last year and he goes, Akshay, check out my music, let me know what you think. And you know what? Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And as you know, we're always supporting brand new talent up on this show. He dropped an album last year which was really, really, really well received. And you know what? For 2021, he's got a brand new track out. Okay, it's got a Birmingham, and it was only right that we got him up on the show. So make some noise and show some love for a man like Kamikaze. Yo, bro, how you doing?
I'm okay, fine. With yourself?
All good, man, all good. And it's great to have you up on the show, Kami.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the Sabras Radio team for having me on the show today.
No, not a problem at all, bro. Not a problem at all, man. You know what? Loving your production, loving your sound, Kami, man.
Thank you.
And you know what? Before we get into talking about the music and talking about of course the new track, let's find out about you, man, Kami. Who is Kamikaze? Hey, how did you get into the whole music scene, man? How did it all start for you?
Okay. Actually, it started with myself many years ago. Since I was a kid, I've been listening to all types of music from a young age. Varies from Indian music to Pakistani music. Both sides. I've been heavily. You could say I've had a heavy dose of music from a young age.
Yeah.
And whilst in my college days, I hooked up with a few friends who were into music production, who were studying media studies at the time.
Yeah.
Which like a syllabus, and they were into recording vocals and stuff. And slowly I picked up the skills and stuff. From there, there was a form of rap, like hip hop rapping music called grime, which was quite common at that time. From there, a few artists, local lads who like to do that kind of stuff, they came to myself and said, is it possible if you could make some beats for us and stuff, in terms of grime kind of beats. And from there, it just evolved skill-wise. I had more and more skills, developed my skills more and more. And from there, you could say I did hook up with a few producers and stuff, but I never got credited for the actual work.
Yeah.
Close friends and stuff said that, you know what you're talking, the music, you have a balance with the classical music, the folk music, the traditional side, and you understand the new traits of music as well. So why don't you go out there and do something yourself, which I did last year, which was the album that I worked with Humaira Channa, who's a very famous vocalist from Pakistan. She's been in Coke Studio about 4 or 5 years ago. She's been singing in films for over 30 years. This is just for the listeners who are not familiar who that artist is. She's quite a famous artist from back home, and my idea was to work with someone that has been, not portrayed into the market out of the back home. Because when it comes to Pakistani artists, especially female vocalists, Shazia Manzoor, a lot of people have worked with her.
Yeah.
Naseebo Lal, they seem to be common.
Yeah.
Whereas there are lots of artists, people want to listen to a fresh new voice.
Yeah.
That's why I decided to work with Humaira Channa. It's a new voice, it's a new vibe, and people enjoyed it.
Of course.
So that's just my story.
Of course, and I love that. I love that because, what you probably usually find is when somebody is trying to get into the game, right, they will just for, I guess, familiarity or to jump on the bandwagon, they will, they will pick a singer, like a Naseebo Lal or maybe like a Miss Pooja, or do you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Somebody that people recognize because they think, well, if I go with somebody that I know, it's a safe bet because then, half the battle's won because then
you can just gain on the popularity.
Exactly. And I love the fact that you went out there and you you found a voice, and an amazing voice, because Humaira Channa is so underrated. She's such an amazing artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you brought her to the forefront, and and you featured her on your debut album, and I love that. I love that that you were willing to take that risk, Cami.
Yeah, that's true. That's the whole reason why I wanted to bring someone, because for me she was a familiar artist, because growing up, I used to watch Indian films, I used to watch Pakistani films. She used to sing in a lot, especially in the Pakistani Punjabi films.
Yeah.
She was very, very, she was quite regular in that kind of sense. So for me, she was someone that I've listened to her music, I know what she's about. But if you come to England, if you look at the UK industry, the UK Asian music market, she's a name that's never been said or never brought to light, which is quite a shame, because she's a big artist in her own right. But I don't think any producer wanted to actually bring her to the light and stuff, because for the reasons that you've said.
Yeah.
Because people just want to use artists that are quite familiar and stuff. But for me, I like to experiment with myself. I like to experiment with new artists. It's like the Birmingham song, which you've just mentioned.
Yeah. That's
by an artist called Yusuf Teddy. He's been singing for 30 years. But you wouldn't know that, because no one's bought him. No one's bought him out of his country of origin and stuff to a different kind of market.
Of course.
He's a traditional folk singer himself. He's similar to, I would say, because he used to be like a duet kind of singer. In the Punjabi folk music, you just say like Chamkila and Amarjot, that kind of stuff. Yeah. That kind of stuff. That kind of folk level he used to do, like Mirza Saiban and the folk kind of Soni Maiwal, and then kind of folk stories in their own renditions. That's what they used to do. That's what he used to do.
Of course.
With female artists and stuff. So that's the kind of, you can say, the kind of era where he came from.
Of course, man, and you touched upon the track Birmingham. So let's talk about this track. So obviously you had massive success with your debut album.
Thank you.
You got some great love, got some great feedback. And you're back with 2021 with this new track Birmingham. Yusuf Teddy, who we just spoke about. Amazing, another amazing Pakistani artist. That you've brought to the forefront. So after the album was done and you were thinking, right. You sat there and thought, right, what am I going to do now? All right, where did Birmingham? Where did this idea for Birmingham, come? Where did that come from? And just for all the listeners locked in right now, okay, then that is how it's spelled. It's Barmingham. Now talk to me about that. What was the reason for doing it like that?
First of all, it's a bit of a funny one. This is Yusuf Teddy had a bit of there's some issues with him pronouncing Birmingham.
Okay.
That's where we start off from, so I can guess where the actual spelling comes from as well.
Yeah.
We just laugh about it as well now and stuff. And I decided, just to put a little bit of a cheek and twist. Yeah. Just change the little spelling to make it big. Because the song itself is unique and stuff. Especially it's sung, if you listen. For the more senior listeners, it's sang in a traditional folk kind of way, which in Punjab is called Maiye. The type of singing that he does is Maiye, because in Punjab you have Boliyan, you have Tappe, you have Maiye, you have Jugni, and so forth. There are types of Punjabi singing, and he's singing in a traditional Maiye kind of sense, but it gives it a little twist. He doesn't sing. The scale of it is a traditional song. It's in a traditional tune. But it gives it a twist when he talks about the Instagram and the Snapchat and the selfies and Birmingham and this, that, the other. It is quite a twist. And that's what I think why the success has been, is because, it's just something new. Yeah. A song about Birmingham and stuff, it's just not big in Birmingham. It's just expanded everywhere, People in India kind of love it. Recently there was a reaction about it from India and stuff, and, Pakistan was like, it's listened to all over the world, and I'm having feedback regularly on social media, on my Instagram and stuff, in regards to this song and stuff, and people are just, it's crazy. I've even had people asking me, like, who's Yusuf Teddy? Where is he from? Who is he trained by? This, that, the other. People inquiring about the artist, so it is a good sense of the way that I like to bring new artists to the table, like I said at the start. Yeah. That's what it's all about, really. Experimenting, trying new things. Try just use your own, think out the box, I would say. Don't just follow the crowd. No disrespect to all the other artists and stuff. They're doing an amazing job. They're doing a good job.
Yeah.
But, each person needs their own identification, their own identity and stuff. And, you just make something that you think is right and you push it out there. As they say, life is a gamble. Be prepared to take your risks. And that's what I've done. I like to take my risks.
Of course, Cammy, man, of course. And listen, we're going to talk about the video a little bit, man. Love the video. Obviously, it's all shot in Birmingham. It looked like a really fun video, and you look like you were having a lot of fun. It made me smile, it made me laugh, man. How involved did you get with the creativity of that video?
The guy who's jumping around and stuff is a famous blogger from Birmingham. He's quite famous. His name's Naveed.
Yeah.
He's there. Obviously the actress Neha and stuff. I came up with the concept, and it was filmed by the crew and stuff. And the guy, he was a bit shaky because his Punjabi wasn't on point, let's just say.
Yeah.
And he's saying like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Or what does this word mean? What does this word mean? But, he managed to do it. It was quite natural, to be honest with you. So
yeah.
He kind of got the gist of the song. We explained a few words to him that he was a bit unsure about and stuff. And, we just got cracking, and he just loved the song, and he just come natural to some people. It comes natural to them. They get involved in the song, and once you have that vibe of the song and stuff, you just get involved naturally. So that's what happened with him, and he was just over the moon with it as well, especially the success of the song.
Yeah.
People, that's maybe something that you always be remembered about, the guy from Birmingham. So, yeah.
Of course, man. And listen, the track's out, it's doing really well, it's out there for people to go and download, check out the video. Cammy, what's next? What are you, what's next for you? I know we're already, beginning of the year, what can we expect from you for the rest of 2021? What are you working on?
There's lots of stuff that's coming that is in the pipeline and stuff. I'm currently just researching on various Sufi saints.
Yeah.
So there might be much of a Sufi-based kind of song, because I like to go into different fields of music. I just don't like to do like a dance track and that's it. Every song that I have to do has to be a dance track.
Yeah.
There's different genres of music. You have your Sufi type of songs, you have your devotional type of songs, you have your happy songs, your sad songs, your more cultural songs and stuff. As like I said, I like to venture all the different types of music and stuff. So, I'm always on the lookout for something different. I just don't want to stick to one genre. It gets a bit repetitive as well. In terms of a producer and, a person who likes music and stuff. It doesn't give you that buzz just to stick with one type of song, because then all your music starts to sound the same vibe in every music, which I don't think is a good thing. But, that's each person has their own views on that. So that's what my view is.
Cammy, well, you know what? Listen, bro. You know what? In a short space of time, you have made your mark on the scene. You've kind of proved, with the album, with this track, that you are a music producer who's here to stay. Who has got versatility, has got drive, has got passion. And I love the fact that you are introducing new voices into the industry. So hats off to you, man. I love you for doing that. Wish you all the success. Thank you for joining me on the show this evening.
Thank you very much.
And I'm sure this will not be the first and the last time that me and you, have a chat, my brother. But listen, if people want to find out more about you and stuff, man, just kind of remind everybody about your social media handles, man.
Okay. Basically, the most active social media handle that I have, it's Instagram.
Yeah.
And that's official Cammy Kaze, spelled K-A-M for mother, I-K-A-Z-E. I have a lot of people inquiring and stuff, and a lot of people messaging me and stuff that want to know, because I'm always on the look. It's not just like I'm just restricted to people who are, famous or professional, even upcoming artists, because I think that's another important factor as well, especially if you're a music producer as well, you're based in the UK. There's lots of talent in the UK, but unfortunately, the singers, the vocalists and stuff, they don't know which channels to go through and stuff. So that's another venture that I'm looking into. So, any upcoming talents, any upcoming singers or artists or whatever, that's another thing that I'm looking into. I'm on the lookout for as well.
There we go. So hits up Cammy Kaze, man. If you're a singer, who knows, you might just be working with him. Bro, once again, thank you. And it's only right before you go, you introduce the new one.
Yeah, here's my new song, Birmingham. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for the support and love. And do enjoy the song.
Let's go.
The biggest hit Desi music show for your Saturday night. It's Desi Mashup with Akshay.